lot of work went in tonight. We have a tremendous crew and a tremendous team. I think you come out here and you see a lot of amazing entertainment value, and that doesn't come easy. That comes from a lot of hard work from guys like Scott Fishman and the whole crew at Bellator and the production team at Spike. Tremendous night. I know we had a lot of momentum going into tonight. A lot of trending topics. You just heard we had 6 trending topics tonight at least at some point during the night. So it was fun to see that, and the energy in the room was tremendous. Again, that doesn't come easy. That comes from a lot of hard work from a lot of people. So I just want to say thank you for being here, and thanks for our team for making this such a terrific night.
Nice job.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming. You know what, from my perspective, I think we had something for everybody. Again, we talked about bringing fights that were transition. There's a lot of great transition and a lot of great fights today. We had some technical fights, we had some great knockouts, and like I said, there's something for everybody. So at this point, I'd just like to open it up for questions to our fighters, or John and myself, and Michael, we can take it from there.
So for those members of the media, if you'll raise your hand, we'll ask the questions. Wait till I get to you with the microphone. Your first question, gentlemen.
So for Emanuel, how close in the first round were you to tapping? How close were you to going out? Were you ever feel like you were in danger of it coming to an end? It looked pretty bad from the outside.
To tell you the truth, no. I mean, even with Linton, you can see when I fought him, I just, like some people say I'm made of elastic, my arms aren't hurting me, and when the triangle chokes did the tight, as soon as I felt in my hip, I was fine, so, that's why I didn't mind being on the ground with him, I could have kept it on the feet, but I said, I feel comfortable on the ground. If I'm on top, you got to beat the champion, I don't feel that he had a dominating enough performance to take my belt from me, but it is what it is, got to go back to the gym, revamp and, and come back and fight harder.
For Mr. Coker, thank you for the great night of fights. Thanks to everybody. And on behalf of MMA Uno, we want to thank everybody. With MMA growing so fast globally, what can we expect to see from Bellator expanding these presence throughout South America?
That's actually something that's in the works. We have a plan that we're going to execute, and I think you'll start seeing some international fights before the end of the year. But we'll have something to announce, in the next month or so.
And next question.
Hi, Scott. This is Chris Conn with Cyber Station Radio. Great night tonight for all you guys. Two-part question. First, who's now the #1 contender to Lee McGeary? And with the success of McGeary, Linton Vassell, Paul Daly, and even Michael Paige, is there a plan maybe to this year and maybe next year early have a card in the UK?
You know what? That's I'm sure you guys know that Viacom purchased Channel 5 in the UK, and one of those channels is going to become Spike UK, and you're going to see a lot of Bellator content on that channel. And then at some point we will go to the UK and we'll promote, and maybe we'll call it the Yankee Invasion.
Question for Emanuel right here in the front. Emanuel, you'd mentioned that you didn't, to be the champion, you have to beat the champion. Did you think that you'd won it in the end when it went to the scorecards?
Yeah, for sure. I got the takedowns. And I think being a judge, you got to look at all factors. You got to look at his submission game is his top game, and I was down there with him. And I got off all his submissions. I passed his guard. I got the takedown. And if I'm on top, that's control. Even if he was going for submission, he landed some good punches and elbows from the bottom. I'm not gonna lie. I feel it on my head. But you got to beat the champion. I don't truly feel that he beat me, but everything's a learning experience. Everything's just revamping, regrowing. Got to get rid of some things. Got to change some things up in my life. And I feel that if I would have won this fight, I probably would have gone on doing the same exact stuff. So change and and just get better and come back and take my belt.
And same question just to Liam. Did you think that you'd done enough in the end to win the fight when you went to the scorecards?
Yeah, I did enough what I could. I was attacking. I was on my back a lot. I went for a lot of submissions, and I kept busy. I was hitting him, landing some good shots, heavy shots. The strikes he was landing from the top, it wasn't really causing any damage. It wasn't landing, but he's a tough dude, man. He really is. he was a champion for a reason, and now I got the belt. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy. I'm really happy now. Just trying to let it all sink in.
Gentlemen, thank you. Next question.
First for Paul. In a lot of your fights, your opponents feel your power. They seem to wilt away. In this case, for Santos, it seemed like he had no quit in him. Can you talk about that fight and about your opponent?
Yeah, it was a very tough fight. He was much more tougher than I expected. But what you have to understand is when you're preparing to fight me, someone with such a high knockout percentage, it's a very nerve-wracking thing for someone to prepare for. So I always get the best version of that person because they're thinking that they don't want to go in there straight away and get their ass knocked out. So no matter who I'm fighting, it will always be the very best version of them. So I've looked at past footage of Santos, and he has never performed as good as he did tonight. And yeah, he was very tough. I think a lot of people would have stopped. I would have stopped him, and he just kept coming back. I haven't fought MMA for 4 months or 5 months. I was a little rusty. I did a lot of things. I wasn't at all happy with my performance. For a fighter that's supposed to be in a position to challenge for the title, I wasn't happy. I would prefer not to fight for the title immediately and maybe have another fight before challenging Lima, just to get a little bit more experience in the cage and get used to it. But I won. That's the main thing.
And for Liam, some judges have said when explaining their criteria that the defense is its own reward. In other words, they'll give points for aggressive attacks, even if they're failed attacks. For example, in your case, you had attempted submissions for 5 rounds straight. Do you think that's what they saw and that's why they gave you the nod?
Yeah, I believe it must have been. You know, there was constant. I was always attacking. I always had my legs going for that triangle. There's his arm. There was an inverted arm bar there a couple of times. Inverted triangles. I was constantly busy, you know, and every time his head popped out, I was landing better shots on the ground. So I was happy being on my back. He just kept coming in and coming in for the attacks, you know. So, yeah, so that's why I believe the judge has given that decision.
Yeah, I got a question for Mo. Yeah, right here, Mo. I just want to know how'd you feel tonight fighting a heavyweight, and what'd you think of the fight and your performance tonight?
I felt alright at heavyweight. You know, a fight's a fight to me. You know, when MMA first started, there were no weight classes. You know, I want to be a throwback fighter. But when it came down to it, I ain't gonna lie, man, it wasn't the most like you know, entertaining fight. But you know, this dude was big. You know, he had 6 inches on me, like 30 pounds on me. So I had to get that win. The crowd can boo me, but they ain't in there getting punched. Now, if they want to do something, they can go out there, find somebody that weighs 30 more pounds than them, and fight them. And let me watch it.
Scott, how did you score the main event?
The championship fight to me was just an amazing martial arts matchup, and you saw everything. You saw great striking on both sides. You saw the transition game. You saw the ground game, and really it was a fight at the highest level and something that was so entertaining. And I didn't sit there and just score it. I just kind of watched it and enjoyed it, and it was an entertaining fight for me. So, you know what? To me, this is Liam's night. He's our champ, and you know, we'll talk about the future later.
Sean with Combat Sports Nation. For Mr. Ward, we talked in detail about you moving down to 170. You're now at 170. You have your win. You've made it apparent that you want to fight Michael Paige. Where do you see potentially going from here, and how much do you want that fight?
I've been meaning to come down to 170 for a while. You know, for longer than a real long time, and I got jammed. Like, I entered the tournament at 85, and it kind of locked me in there for a while. And after the tournament, obviously, I had to fight for the title at that weight. And like it's no secret that I walk around at 184, 185 pounds. So I was undersized, and you know, that last fight, the kid was super tall and he was big and heavy, and I had enough. So yeah, 170 is where I'm going to be, and I plan on being here for a while. And I'm not gonna lose again anytime soon. So whoever they want to have me fight. And everyone knows I want Michael Paige. I've been calling him out for a while.
That's right.
He knows I want him. And I saw him in New York at the little photo day, and we exchanged looks and words. So
all right.
It's in the cards, Mr. Coker.
That's right.
You know, Mr. Coker knows what to do. Come on.
Brennan, thank you. Let's check the media one last time for questions. We have one final question.
Linton, I just wanted to know how your feelings on tonight and then your fight with Sokodjou. How did you feel after your victory? How did the fight go for you?
Yeah, I felt good. I expected to finish him in the first, but you know, that didn't go that way. But yeah, I got the win, and that's the most important thing. I feel like I've evolved from last time I was in the cage. So yeah, I felt really good from winning that fight, you know. So now it's on to new things now. So #1 contender or a title fight, you know. So we'll see what Scott Coker's got for me.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Let's throw it back to Scott and John for closing comments.
I just want to say, again, thanks for coming out. We really appreciate it. This isn't, the stuff you see out here is not just magically happening. There's a lot of people, hundreds of people and hundreds of hours going into it. And I was entertained, everyone around me was entertained. I think the crowd loved it, and we hope you did too. So we'll see you again. We have some other shows coming up soon. And we just want to say thank you, really, truly, thank you for coming out and supporting us. We feel like we have a lot of momentum. That momentum's going up, and we're really excited about it. We're excited to be a part of this organization and this company, and I think everyone from the top all the way to the bottom feels the same way. I can feel the energy really moving in the right direction. And it's not just from what we're doing, it's from your help too, so thank you.
Combat Sports Nation on Facebook. Like, share, tag, and comment. Combat Sports Nation on YouTube. Subscribe, share, and comment.
Thank you.